Inside the MBA, your bi-weekly window into what's happening at the MBA.
I'm here today with Reena, who is a portfolio manager at MetLife. We're going to talk about being open to different career opportunities. How does one balance work-life and volunteering for some really pretty intense work in helping the MBA and its members navigate through some of the upcoming changes. I am so excited to talk to Reena today. Welcome.
Thank you, Marcia. It's wonderful to be here with you.
We're so pleased to have you. Tell us a little bit about your career, because I know that you have done various things in your career and you've been open to taking those risks and trying something new.
I didn't anticipate having the career path that I've had. And I think many associates, when they start their career, they think they're going to stay on a particular track and that their career path will be somewhat linear. For me, before joining our real estate team, I was a part of our corporate investment group. And I feel that my career path has almost been a series of different investment roles that have each built upon themselves and at times required me to get outside my comfort zone. And I liken it somewhat to what Denise Morrison, who's a member of MetLife's board of directors, has talked about. She has said at times that her career has been a bit of a zigzag, and thankfully I feel like that has occurred to me as well.
Well, I will tell you, whatever zigzag you are on, you have had some great opportunities and you've had some really challenging ones when I looked at your bio. But the one that stuck out the most is you managed MetLife's distressed investments group during the financial crisis. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how you navigated such an intense time in our career or in our industry?
Yes, and I have to say I was a member of the distress team. I didn't manage it, but taking on that role in our corporate distress group was definitely a pivotal role for me. At the time, I was very much enjoying my role on the corporate investing side, but there was an opening on the distress team, and I didn't have traditional distressed experience, but I recognized there was an opportunity. And I chose to pursue that stretch assignment because I wanted to broaden my skill set. And I knew I would work very hard to get up to speed quickly. And I felt that my transferable skills would allow me to contribute. And importantly, I felt very supported by my managers and my mentors. And what that experience taught me was a couple things. Firstly, don't be afraid to raise your hand for a different type of role.
So important.
I think taking on something new at times can be challenging and even humbling, but it also can be incredibly enriching and rewarding in terms of broadening perspective and broadening skill set. And then secondly, bringing a different perspective to a team is very beneficial for that team. And really, diversity in perspective can enhance the overall team's performance. And so after that experience, I felt much more confident in terms of taking on different roles and shifting my careers, and that ultimately led to the portfolio manager role I have today. And so I would encourage your viewers to raise their hand for different opportunities and don't be afraid to get outside your comfort zone. And it's okay at times to zigzag.
You are so right. I actually speak a lot about having to step outside your comfort zone if you're going to grow. And if you want new opportunities, you really need to take some risks and have confidence in yourself. And as you said, you got to put the work in order to make it happen. And so I'm going to pivot a little bit to your work with MBA. And I really appreciate on behalf of MBA that you volunteer your time and you're leading a work group on LIBOR transition. And I know we don't need to get into all the technicalities of that, but can you explain what it's like to guide that and how it's giving back to you?
Sure. So, well, as we know, the majority of floating rate commercial mortgages are tied to LIBOR, and the availability of LIBOR beyond 2021 is unclear. And so it's very important that lenders be preparing today for that eventual transition from LIBOR to its successor rate. And it's a very important topic because it can impact the economics of all MBA members and their clients. And so what the LIBOR Outreach Committee has done is brought together institutions from different pockets of the commercial mortgage universe. And we share how we're handling this transition. And to date, we have published multiple primers for MBA members. We've also hosted numerous calls, really in an effort to educate the MBA community to ensure a smooth transition. And it's really been very valuable to be able to contribute to the industry group, and I've appreciated that opportunity very much.
Again, thank you for that because it is so needed. Let's take a step in the direction of home and our home lives. So like me, you have children at home. Can you tell me, with your juggling your important work and your volunteering for work with MBA, how do you keep it all together when you get home? How do you strike that work-life balance?
Sure. Well, I have just a couple pieces of simple advice. I think the first is always be prepared. And I feel that it's very much within each of our control to be able to anticipate the next steps and plan. And I think being prepared can help tremendously. And so, I would encourage your viewers that when they're heading into a business meeting, try to anticipate the questions that may arise. Practice the presentation beforehand, and really go the extra mile to ensure things go well. It will pay off. And then my second piece of advice would be to always be present. And so whether that's at home or at work, and when I'm at work, I'm very focused on my business meetings, on being able to collaborate with my team, and really ensuring that I'm making the right investment decisions. And then when I'm at home, I'm very focused on my family. And my children are school age. I like to be able to help them with their homework, or just play on the Nintendo Switch or shoot hoops. And during those family activities, my work iPhone is nowhere near me until they go to sleep. And I would just say that it's so important to always be present. And in some ways, I almost feel as though the two are connected, in that when you are prepared, you're able to be more in the moment.
That's really great advice, and I like how you link the two together. The more prepared you are at work, the more you can be present when you're at home. So one last question, because I know MetLife has done a lot around diversity and inclusion and has a program. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So I've been with MetLife Investment Management and MetLife by extension for over 17 years. And it's wonderful to be a part of an organization that is truly committed to diversity and inclusion. At MetLife, we celebrate people from all walks of life, and we create an inclusive environment that leverages the strength of our collective diversity. And we are committed to gender diversity and equality at the highest levels of our organization, and I would say throughout our entire organization. So 30% of our board of directors is women, 30% of our executive group is women, and today, more than half of all managers at MetLife are women. And we offer several programs to help support and advance women, including professional development, career guidance, mentoring, and networking. And it's through those programs that we're creating the next generation of women leaders. And so I'm very proud to work for MetLife, as it is wholly committed to diversity and inclusion.
And that's wonderful to hear, and it sounds like you have a great environment in the workplace, so kudos to MetLife. And thank you so much for being here and being part of this discussion.
It was wonderful, thank you.